Operational Resilience with Confidence, a purpose-built operational resilience software solution brought to you by PRAs. Focused, comprehensive, connected. The publication of Policy Statements 21.3 by the FCA and 621 by the PRA intensified the pressure on firms to reduce the likelihood and impact of disruptions to their business. From the outset, we made a critical decision to create a solution with the FCA's and PRA's policy statements at its heart. Our response was to create a solution based on 3 design principles. The first is the need for the solution to be focused. We described the solution as purpose-built. Perhaps a better way of thinking about it is that it was built for a purpose, and that purpose is to meet the requirements of regulators. It aligns with the needs of principal user groups, resource owners at the base, service owners in the middle, and the COO at the top. We also took into account the need for oversight from the second line. The second design principle is that the solution needed to be comprehensive. The solution allows firms to identify and map services, processes, and resources. They can also set impact tolerances, define and test plausible service disruption scenarios. The third and final principle is the need for the solution to be connected to IT systems and applications. What we have created is a solution that is able to aggregate and consolidate data from existing systems, allowing for improved oversight. When entering the solution, you are presented with a landing page with links to the main functional areas. Let's start with the important business services view. Here we see these services listed under their respective portfolios. Here you are given a snapshot of service resilience and impact tolerance status. Selecting an important business service will provide a more detailed service overview in the form of a service dashboard. From here, you can set impact tolerances at customer, firm, and market level, define and test plausible disruptive scenarios, monitor incidents that may impact the service, record service improvement action and plan, execute and monitor service investments. This can be reported using predefined or custom reports. Let's return to the service dashboard. From here, you can drill down on key service areas. In this case, we shall assess the overall vulnerability of the service. This provides us with a full list of resources that the service is dependent upon. To narrow the focus further, you can select a step in the process which highlights a list of resources required by this process. By selecting a resource, we see a resource dashboard, in this case a specific IT application. The overall vulnerability of a resource can be measured through a combination of resource metrics and its control environment. Looking at the metrics first, these can be defined and modeled, allowing the monitoring of the resource's performance. Multiple resource controls can be assigned and their effectiveness recorded, providing an aggregated control environment rating. Such controls can be centralized, allowing linkages to policies and standards, as well as being assigned to multiple resources. Just like a service, for each resource you have the capability to record and monitor actions, projects, and incidents. To conclude the resource level, you can view all operational resilience service scenarios that this resource is a part of. From here, we can navigate back to the original service. Now let's explore service scenarios a little further. Scenarios can be defined and tested to determine the resilience of the service. These services will involve scoping the resources to be included, defining scenario mitigants to detect, respond, recover, and adapt. Beyond scenario planning, you have the capability to define and model a series of scenario tests. You can define the testing approach, record the results, and model the results against predefined impact tolerance for the given service. In the service library, we find a list of all services, processes, resources, and controls in the system. The services are listed whether or not they are currently classified as important business services. A service that is not flagged as important can be assessed to determine if it should be promoted to the status of an important business service. Assessments can be underwritten periodically or based on a triggering event to determine the current status of a service. The assessment is made against a number of criteria, grouped under a number of categories. These can be defined as required. High-level detail is shown, and it is possible to drill down into each of the criteria to see more detail. The current criteria rating is shown along with the rationale for it. Evidence for the assessment can be uploaded, actions defined and assigned, and commentary added. For more information, please contact either Robert Simpson or Paul Greenhouse. Operational Resilience with Confidence, a purpose-built software solution, brought to you by Corporator.